Good morning, our hand and today is going to be 9-8 of diamonds. We are under the gun +1. We open raise, folds around, button calls. I think our open raise looks something like this. Again, we've added some hands just to increase our range. Button calls, we do have notes on him. We've got ace jack offsuit, so overcall on the big blind, so called with another caller in there, overcalled early position 2 with queen jack diamonds, over limp with jack 6 off. We've got 3-bet range. Got at least probably offsuit connectors, maybe some like offsuit one gappers like jack 9 and so forth. It looks like we got some suited hands too, so we're putting up a range like this. I'm gonna assume he'd 3-bet with like queens plus ace queen. We've got aces, 10s in his 3-bet range. This could be a little tight, or too loose. Maybe it's jacks plus ace king. You know, we don't really know. But I've got my offsuit Broadways, some extra ones. We're at 37%. That's probably close. So we're gonna go with this range. Flop comes down queen 9-5. So this is an interesting hand here. Villain checks and it's on us, and I say it's interesting because when we look at Villain's range, I think he's going to connect weakly with this board. If we think about, what hands is he going to call, I think he's probably calling middle pair plus. I think he's going to be calling his gut shots, open enders. So we're at least 60% right now. His fold out of position sets 14%, 2 out of 14. He could be getting hands like this, and then he's just calling with pairs. I mean, this is the minimum. Yeah, maybe he goes with the below the second cards, so 6s and 7s and 8s. I mean, that does he still has possibility of a draw, but that's 60%. So I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of folds, but he does have a lot of hands in his range, and I think those are going to be hands that can't really withstand a double barrel, especially if we're getting a card like an ace, a king, a jack, or possibly even a 10 coming out. It's going to put 2 hands up there, but I think even if those cards come out, it's going to be kind of neutral. So I worked through like what can we bet. I think if we do top pair plus, we're at 23%, almost 24%. We've got to balance that with, which means we're going to be about 48% or so. So if we add open ender, gut shot, we're going to have to add the 2-card backdoor flush draws over cards as our bluff just to kind of get up that high. And then bottom pair, and that puts us at 71%. That's not too bad. This is probably about right. 9-8 of diamonds isn't one of those hands. I think that's going to be a check. Check for us. It's one of those middle pairs, and I think we probably check. Well, we check the flop, and then we'd see if we improve in any way. It's going to be hard for us, so I think if you get a 10, we're drawing to the low end of the straight. If you get a 7 or a 6, we're drawing to the gut shot, which could be okay. A diamond obviously would help us. So we're gonna say that that's gonna be our c-bet range. And on a board like this, I don't think we're going to be. I think betting 2/3 is not going to have much difference. So possibly a third pot is what we might go for. Villain calls, so I'm going to say he calls with that. Turns to 6 of diamonds, so how did I say? We didn't have the diamonds. Did I put a diamonds? Did. Go to 5 of clubs. That's better. So we're still at 71%. 5 of clubs. Yeah, we still, I think, look okay. So 6 of diamonds. That does help us with the gut shot. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a scare card. So villain checks. I think he's going to check everything. And I think this would be a great spot just to kind of check behind with our gut shot. I think we would continue betting. Let's see, our open ender. I think we would bet, and then I think we would we would be betting our straight. I think we would be betting our set, and then possibly our overpair. I'm not sure if we would be betting all of our top pair hands though. You know, maybe ace queen. That's 45. Yeah, and king queen. I mean, we do have hands. I think we bet open enders are going to call, but I don't think that's a huge percentage. I think we bet again. I think top pair is going to call. I think open ender is going to call. Maybe the gut shot. I mean, this is it. It's 43%. So we're getting a 60% fold. So I don't think there's necessarily a huge need to be betting with all these, especially with a king we block like an open ender. So that could be a good hand for us. Gut shot for us is 12%. Just don't like betting here. I mean, we could continue. That's 15%. We're going to have to be starting to bet a lot more of this. It just, again, for the percentages, I think we need to do this. This gets us up to 66%. Maybe the overcards. I mean, we do ace king. Ace king off. That's even. That's at 79%. I don't think it changes much, but I think we apply pressure, so we'll go with that. Oops, I checked. So I kind of did what I wanted to. I checked, but I'm gonna go with this and say that we. So if we check, we're basically at this. We are allowing king. And we're going to X that out. We do have some top pair hands. All right. So 20% we check. Two of hearts comes out. We've got some showdown valley hand. I think we check behind. I think any misdraw is just going to fold here. I think villain would have led the straight. I think he probably would have led the set and the two pair and possibly the top pair hand. So we're looking at something fairly weak. If he doesn't do top pair, we're looking at like 50-50. 50% of the time he has top pair, 50% of the time he has nothing. If we bet, I think he's calling with that top pair. So 35%. We've got some showdown. I think we just check behind and take it. So I'm glad I did. He shows king 10, which I don't even know if he has. So no, I didn't have that. So he had a call, overcard. With the king 10. So change that with no made hand. If he's calling king 10, he's probably calling king jack, king 10, jack 10. Oh, hold on. The aces probably, ace 10, all of those. That's at a minimum. So 6 diamonds comes out, and then he's got more hands that he's going to fold. Oops, yeah, he's got more hands that he's going to fold here. So yeah, if he just calls top pair, open ender, we'll give him a gut shot too. 67. So what does GTO say? We're about done. It's I personally I think we're okay. Maybe we might be c betting a little too much on the flop. So not really. GTO wants us to be betting 100%, and I kind of wondered that because his range is so wide. But I also feel like he's going to connect weakly with a lot of hands. So it looks like villain GTO is favoring half to 2/3 pot. So our 1/3 pot bet was not that good. I'd say we bet half pot, which is what we did, and he calls. Then he checks to us again, and now we're betting about 56%. So we were scaling it back. I was about even. 9-8 is sometimes bet, sometimes check. So I think this is where we have our mixed strategy. We're betting basically a top pair plus, but then we're also betting some of our ace highs. We're betting some of our weak pairs, our middle pairs. Those are all going to be used to balance against that top pair. So we did have, as we said, we had a lot of percentages in our top pair hand. We need to add more bluffs. So our check seems okay. And then once he checks, what do? We check behind. Middle pair, top pocket pair less than the top card. We're betting top pairs is a bet. This is interesting. I guess if we bet, we expect him to call with top pair with some weak hands. So I guess we turn some of our like jacks and tens into bluffs. I guess that's what GTO recommends, but we're also having King 10 and Jack 10, so this must be a percentage thing. We may be adding these just to get our percentage correct. So as it looks like we're about right. We played it about right according to GTO, but according to GTO, I need to be c betting almost 100%, and the more that I'm seeing these, I really think it's due to the range difference. He has a much wider range than I do, and that means we're going to be c betting a little bit wider, and we should be c betting half pot or 2/3 pot, probably on the larger size. Check behind was okay. On the turn, check down was okay. So I think we played it okay. So hopefully you enjoy the stain. If you do, look tomorrow for another.